This conference will now be recorded.
So I'm starting the session today, and this session today will be for Tableau. Okay, we will work on Tableau, and we will go from the beginning of the Tableau. So in order to do that, I'll explain everything. This sessions, I hope, please follow them because they would be fully practical. Okay. So I won't be using less of the PPTs. If someone required, I would be sharing the PPTs separately, uh, and that you all will be able to get it through the shared link, right? Besides this, we will be discussing the Tableau first, getting us started with that. Then we will be connecting to the data. Then we will be trying to understand how Tableau works, how we can do this visual analytics, and then we would be working on different use cases. So this is will be altogether the story which we are going to cover in our training. Yeah, I have not shared screen, so I'm sharing it right now. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I hope now you can see my screen. Good. So before starting this, let me go through you to the Tableau website. Okay, so this is the Tableau website. The Tableau has started giving you a brief idea about what Tableau is. We have started, the Tableau is started in 2004, okay, with a very basic version. With one of the very advanced capability of that time is that it was able to do drag and drop, okay. So it was able to do the ad hoc reporting. Let's say what we do in our pivot, okay, the Tableau was able to do that 15-20 years back, okay. So slowly and steady it made a mark. What is the best thing which basically Tableau does is basically it updated its software at a very rapid pace. So it was not a very good software at the beginning, but it run through and did the changes. The investor invested a lot, and it was able to make a mark right now, where it got sold to Salesforce, okay, at such a high price of billions of dollars. Now, as a product suite, also Tableau has developed itself altogether at a very high level. Okay, so we would be discussing that. We will be discussing that how it has developed that. So uh,
I just
I'll
can
explain.
loud.
Sorry.
Can I please speak a bit loud? Voice is
Yeah,
very.
yeah. So is it much better now?
It's fine. Too good.
Okay, let me just see how better it could be. Yeah, I think the output is fine here. Okay, I'll try to make it more better. Yeah. So if it is not, then hold me, okay, in any time. So yeah.
Oh,
So
it's
again,
fine.
okay, good. So again, going back to the main thing. So if you can see the Tableau desktop, suite, you find different things are there. Tableau Desktop, Tableau Prep, Tableau Server, Tableau Online, Tableau Data Management, Tableau Analytics, right? These are different tools has been developed. So why these are different tools are there? Okay, I'll explain you first of all. So we have a Tableau Desktop. Okay, and the objective of this particular tool, the Tableau Desktop, is basically is to create and develop Tableau reports. This is the objective of this particular tool. What is Tableau Mobile? It is the objective of this tool to read and view basically the Tableau reports published at server. Now what happened that whatever the files we create, whatever the reports we developed, okay, has to publish somewhere. How we can, these reports can be basically consumed by the different users. What happens, Tableau has a methodology. Let's say you have this Tableau Desktop, okay, and this creates your report, okay. And what I do that I have this Tableau Desktop reports, which basically reports are created just like an Excel file in a two different format, TWB and .twbx. Okay, in this format these reports are basically created. Now I have these reports. Now the same thing is basically published, okay, is basically published to server. And why we publish it to server? So that user can consume who is not basically having this file. So if I share this file to, let's say, user A, okay, so I can see what the report has been created or developed by just reading this file through Tableau Reader. One way is to just by sharing the file, okay, by sharing the file. I have another application, Tableau Reader, which is basically installed in my machine. I can open the file, but what I require is basically I require the physical copy of the file, which is the .twb and .wwbx file. Okay, this is the one thing. So this is a very easy way, but only problem is that I have to send it through emails. Okay, the files now the data has increased, so it would be some 100 MBs, right? So it will be taking time. The other guy has to download it first and open it file through the Tableau Reader. So this is something which was a very obsolete area thing which basically we see right now. But down the time in 2014, 2006, 8, it was one of the best way, because you send it files to the only concerned guys, okay, you maintain your data security in your way, only one analyst is developing the reports. So it was one of the way to do that, okay. But Tableau knows that it will not work for a longer period of time. So what they started with the web version, which is basically the Tableau Reader and Tableau Server. And what server is, basically it hosts your Tableau reports, okay, it hosts your Tableau reports. And we would be working on Tableau Server because I have uh, uh, platform access where we would be working on the server too. So this training would be covering the server part too. So it will host your Tableau reports, which basically being published this Tableau Desktop. Now, what is the basic benefit of this Tableau server? The benefit of Tableau server is basically it automatically refreshes the data. Okay, refreshes data from source. Be it your database. Okay, every day your data is getting updated. you have the same report refreshed with the new data. Okay, this is the one thing. Maintains all, sorry, maintains all data security. So user can log in, right? They can log in and they can access the report on. And one of the best thing is that if user is basically from north, he will access only the north level data. If he is from the south, he will have access the south level data of the particular report. The same report shown different data for two different users. Why? Because of the row level security which we maintain, and that basically supported by Tableau Server. So this is one of the best thing which basically Tableau gives, that okay, now you can consume a report through web. You don't have to get the file. You just need to open the link in your internet and you can open the file, read, log into the machine, and interact with the report. And that's very good, right? So this is the one way of consuming that report. The another way is like the physical file. Okay, so this is just like a web. Okay, now as the app culture has evolved, okay, Tableau was one of the first to launch its basically the mobile app. So Tableau launches this mobile app very soon, okay, realizing the impact of the market, okay, and they launched Tableau Mobile, okay, and this Tableau Mobile was a app which basically reads the report published. But one thing is done better here, that you don't require to publish it again. Okay, once you publish to your server, okay, this particular report can be accessed so through the server. So you don't require this particular for mobile anything new. Okay, so I would be placing it here because it depends on your Tableau server. So when your Tableau server is there, Tableau mobile can read, right? So you have this Tableau server now. Okay, so now these are what this is the stack which Tableau was sharing earlier. Now later on, what happened, that they realized there is a lot of data pre-processing required even for Tableau. Like people were doing this data pre-processing in SQL, like writing queries and all those stuff, right? Then they realized that okay, why I can't do those transformation in Tableau too? Okay, and in order to do that, they launched Tableau Prep. So in order to do it, they launched Tableau Prep, which basically is not an ETL. Basically, it's just a transformation tool to which basically gives the output in to Tableau. Okay, in the form of TWBX or in the form of TDE file. So basically, it's an extract. Okay, it just creates one data source which basically being used by Tableau. So that is the basically one tool they have launched very recently, almost 2 years back. Okay, so this is just a ETL. Okay, you can say ETL, but it's not an ETL. It's only for Tableau. Okay, so now this is what basically is basically showed here, that okay, this is the, you can say, work the product suite of a Tableau. I try to show it dynamically so that you can see the growth, the process, how it has happened. Okay, so again, uh, interact with Tableau file, reports get published web for consumption. So this is basically the, you can say, this the product suite of a Tableau as a software. Okay, now what we are going to cover in our training. Okay, we will be going to cover the Tableau Desktop. in and out. Okay, we would be I wouldn't be covering Tableau mobile or reader, but I can help you out. That I will tell you that okay, you can install it from this particular place, and this is just a consumption report. Like you need to just open the report. There's nothing new in these two things. Okay, now people will not get an access to Tableau server because it is not available. It is almost, you can say, $10,000 price. Okay, does not come up for any training purpose and all. Tableau desktop, you can download it from the web. Okay, this is the place where you can download it on the web. I can share that link also, and parallelly also you can search it over there. This download link can be downloaded. You just need to give your registration details. Once this is downloaded, it's just a file. You just click it and it will do the installation. Okay, and one thing is that Tableau also gives a student key. Okay, so this is trial only for 14 days, but if you are a student, you are going for some trainings, right? You can use your you can email to Tableau your particular ID card and relevant documents, and they help you by sharing you 1 year license key for the desktop. Okay, so they help in that way too. And once that is there, then you can use this Tableau desktop for more than a period. Okay, now how to basically run the Tableau? You just need to search Tableau. Right now it is 10.4. For tomorrow session I will upgrade it to at recent version. Okay, but this will do for today's session. It is one of the I tell you also the how the product versioning was basically evolved. Okay, so that everyone knows what basically is there. I am not going at that end, but we have 10.5 almost in 2017 18 till mid. Okay, then you got 2018.1, and you have 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, which was there in 2018 and closed in 2018, right? Then it was only for 2 points to 18 point till 18.3. Okay, and it was like closing 18. It came in earlier 90, but it was there. Now there was a big change in this particular version, which is basically 2019. And 19.1, they have changed the 19.1 a lot, changed the server to 19.2 was an incremental, and then you have 19.3, which is a beta one. Okay, this is a beta. This is a stable launch. Okay, stable version right now. So this is my stable version right now, which is basically for desktop, for server. Beta is there for us. Okay, but it is not a stable launch. There is an architecture change before 2015, before to 10.5 till 10.5, and from 2018, and that we will explain you while we'll do a lot of training of a server. In a server, there is a very much dynamic big change was there. I just host it there so that we don't miss it later on. So earlier all the so Tableau creates one file. Okay, and I'll make sure that I'll explain just for now. Everyone can see this, that okay, this is one of the point. We will tell you what exactly it means. So .td was the extract files. Okay, and were replaced by .hyper. Okay, and hyper is a patent technology of Tableau, which basically is a way that how we can uh, denormalize all the tables which you have in the data source and give work it as a source for Tableau and give a very optimal and fast user experience. Okay, so what understood that this td file was earlier giving, let's say, performance of 10x, so hyper is giving a performance of 40x. Okay, so it is almost 4 times the performance of the same files. Everything is same, but the format has changed. Okay, the second thing was that the TSM, which is basically Tableau Server Manager, is included in Tableau Server. Okay, so in Tableau Server, installation process was changed, and it was earlier very simple process. Now it has become little bit, it is also now little bit complex, but it includes a TSM module, which is basically Tableau Server module, which basically take care of all the configuration all. So this is just one admin related setup related, there is a change which is basically been done. So that are the two things which basically are the major, which was included after 2018. Okay, and every version you have lot of features, everything is there. Okay, that basically is already there. Now going back to the main point, this is by Tableau Desktop, and I would be covering this Tableau Desktop training now, in and out. So you can see when you open this Tableau Desktop, there are few things. This is one of the window, very sorted out. On the left hand side, you have the list of the data sources. Now what data sources are, okay, if someone is having a idea about like what data sources there are or not. So basically what Tableau does, you have a different data sources. Let's say Excel, okay, SQL Server, JSON file, which basically Hadoop, okay, Postgres. Like that, you have a multiple files, right? Now, from these files, I want a single report which basically reads all the data, right? And I can read it. I want to create something like this, which basically take care of all the reports, all the data sets, okay, and bring it together. And here I do all the massaging between all these data sets and create a general report, which is basically using all the heterogeneous data sources. What heterogeneous means, if someone does not know, there are different types of data sources. Okay, so these all are like, someone is Excel, someone is like say big data, someone is like relation database. Everything is read and brought to the Tableau Desktop, where they are creating a report, which is basically linked to a heterogeneous data sources. Okay, that is why you have option to connect to different kind of files, right? So first you have a section where you have a different kind of files, Excel, text, Access, Microsoft Access, which basically you have JSON, you have PDF, you have spatial file. What is spatial is basically, it's a statistical file for the geographical data. Okay, so you have R statistical file like normal R file and all. When I click on here, you have so many options, right? You have Tableau workbook also, Tableau package source also. Like existing Tableau report can also work as a data source. You have a .tds files. So these are different kind of format which basically we will discuss. Okay, that .tds is basically data source files. It's a Tableau data source file. So when the data source is created in a Tableau, you save it as a TDS, which can be used separately. You can send it to your friend and whosoever, another colleague who's working on that, and you can use the same data source. If you don't want to give the credential and want to make him create the file again, then you have Tableau extract, which basically we discussed, Tableau TDE file. I'll tell you what extract is, okay, so don't worry if that. So these are like different kind of files which basically is there. You have CR data, SAS and all, which is basically statistical file. Okay, spatial file, you see that the .kml, .geo, JSON is basically the geographical related, geological related, all the data files. So these are like files which can be used as a data source. Now what is there in the Tableau server? Now Tableau server, what it means that you connect to a different data sources which basically resides in a server which hosted on some machine. let's say your SQL server, it is hosted on some machine, right? You have an IP, you log in through the IP and get into the data sets. So that is basically a a source which basically residing on some machine. So it is hosted by a machine. So that is why you have Microsoft SQL Server. Then the similar kind of databases, all the databases are a data sources for a particular Tableau. So you have MySQL, SQL, you have Oracle, you have Redshift. If I click here, you see so many. Almost you will find 70 to 80 data sources in Tableau. Okay, so it is such a big tool. You have so many types of data sources there. Okay, so you see there are different names which even I have not heard, most of you have not heard, but it all there. Okay, it is all there. You have Google Analytics. Okay, I'll take care of the big names. Okay, you have Amazon, all the AWS datasets. Okay, you have Athena or okay, then you have Apache Drill. Okay, then you have Cloudera, Hadoop, okay, which I was discussing. You have Google Analytics. You can click link to your Google Analytics and take your all social media analytics to the Tableau. You have BigQuery, which is a big data query for Tableau, Google. You have Google Sheets, Cloud SQL, then Hortonworks, Hadoop, okay. Then you have this IBM Netezza DB2 and all. Then you have Mapper Hadoop file. Then you have Microsoft Suite like Analyst services, which is the cube, okay, in the Microsoft SQL Server, which is database, MongoDB, Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, okay, Salesforce, SAP, HANA. So you see, this is not a SAP directly, okay. Please don't get confused that you will have your SAP reports directly linked to this. It's SAP HANA, SAP Sysbase, okay, NetWeaver, and all. Okay, now you have Spark SQL, which is also a type of like a big data file. You have Teradata and all, and Web Connector. There are many data which basically hosted on the web, which basically gets connected to Tableau. Now these are like some databases. Okay, now you also have a ODBC. So many databases for which the driver is not there in the Tableau, you can connect through the ODBC connection, and that is one connection which basically every product which is being developed supports. So you can connect through ODBC connection. So these are the list of the databases which basically are residing, okay, on the machine. And now you beside this, right now we have a two data sets, which is a sample superstore and word indicator. What are the two, these two? Okay, the superstore, sample superstore, or database, these are like a basic samples which basically been given by Tableau. Like you had AdventureWorks, right? So AdventureWorks was one of them. It was a sample data set given by SQL Server Microsoft for all the analysis purposes which we are going to do in the SQL Server. Similarly, this data set is basically given by the Tableau so that we can create different kind of reports. This is a very good data set. Okay, still for so many years, like they upgrade every time. Okay, but now all the Tableau, even the experts, the highly recognized people who are working on a Tableau, still create their reports on the Tableau sample data sources. Okay, why? Because it is being uh, very much developed by taking care of the business requirements. Okay, so it is a very complete data set. Okay, we also using it for our training too, but yeah, so this is one thing. So I right now will show you how to connect to. So see, this is an icon where you click this, so you can switch between the view of the main home page to the development area. Okay, so let's say I again clicked it just to show you what rest is available here. So you see here you have a file here to open. Okay, you have few files which are already been there. Now you have these sample workbooks which are basically being available. I will open one of them and then I'll show it to you. Then you have on the right hand side the training materials. So if you have some specific training to be reading, you can just open this and then you can try to go for more training videos and all. Very well maintained. Tableau community is one of the best community I have ever seen for any software. Okay, you don't have multiple threads. You will find one thread very much curated. Okay, and people are following that and they are very passionate about Tableau. Okay, so you will find, you will drop any specific query, in a few minutes you will get a response. On 99% times you will not find to write a question, the answers are available already. You will search and you will get the right link on the first hit. So that is the basically power of this community, that whosoever wants to discuss anything, you just Google it, you will find the link. 99%, like out of 100%, out of 100 times, 99 times you will get the first link with the correct answer in your Google search. That kind of SEO, whatever, they have invested in that, so people does not have to worry much. Now, what are the resources? These are just some blogs, like everyone who wrote anything and they want to showcase any message is basically here. If there are different competition Tableau launches, like Monday, Makeover Monday, Bit of a Wednesday. Okay, so like that they run multiple competitions. Okay, and whosoever like achieved or championed that particular competition, their website or their visualization is basically showcased there. So this is one of the, you see that once, let's say, Damodar created any particular created any specific report or dashboard, it has been published and you can see it here. So it is one of the best way you can like, even like it's just a community materials and all. So let's say I open one of the dashboards. Okay, I just click this one. Okay, and but before doing it, I just explain you. Okay, so that you can see. Sometimes it gets crash. Okay, takes just a second. Okay, I'll try to do it again.
Yeah, hi Dinesh.
Yeah,
Is that architecture over? That simple, that much simple it is? Directly extract the
yeah, yeah,
data desktop
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. That is the architecture of Tableau Desktop. Okay, the architecture of Tableau Server is a little bit complex, which
But how
basically
it
we will
will
do it.
interlink it to how it will interlink it to server? How it will be said background? It won't cover all this.
No, no, I
Now,
show it to you. You just see my screen. I will see my screen.
yeah,
Yeah. So I'm sure like you understood when I mentioned that when we
it's
develop
fine.
this.
Everything fine. Fine.
Yeah.
So this covers our whole architecture.
Yeah, yeah. This covers the whole architecture, how it will work. Okay, for the Tableau desktop. So this is very simple. Okay, so you don't actually I put it in a way so that because I know what is and so that is why. Yeah,
Generally, the Tableau side they have some images right in the internet. So
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah. That that is there, but don't worry on that part. If you have any query, you can bring it to the whole session, and then we can discuss again. Okay.
so,
I'll also try to identify if there's something more. But if I show and bombard with that image in the initially, see, this is the right way which I find that everyone follows it, right? Okay, this is just a development tool. It is nothing to related. Like even Tableau Desktop, it is not going to help you out, because if you are not publishing it, you are not going to ask the question first day of the training, right?
yeah,
But
fine.
ha- yeah, so that is why I covered this one, that okay,
Okay.
you should do that, you have to understand how it is going to
Yeah,
work.
light and simple way.
Right, a simple way. Right. So now I'll taking care of the next part. Okay. Uh, thank you. So now we were working on this. Yeah. So see, sometimes it shows the uh, uh, I don't know why it was showing that. Okay, to be very honest, but let me just open it again. Uh, yeah, it opened. Great. So what happened that sometimes it just corrupts. Okay, and it is just because it was almost 2-year old version, right? We would be working on the latest version. Okay, so please, whosoever does that, the installation or do it with the latest version. Don't worry on the older versions, because everything which is there in the latest version is there in the old version. There would be always the things new. Okay, so this is one of the dashboard, okay, which basically is already published. Why I am showing it to you, so that you can see what is exactly it as. Okay, what are the different things you can do. Today's session would be more like of you to tell you like, okay, this can be done in Tableau, okay, this can be done in Tableau, which basically you can see over the web. Okay, but you may not have analyzed in that way, because more important is to understand how it is going to work as an analyst. As an analyst, like what are the things you have to see. So you see, when you open this dashboard, if I or you open it at any uh, server, okay, what you will see, you will see this area. You will see something like this. Okay, that a full screen page with the proper values at the top and the chart, and you have a tabs where you can move, and whosoever wants to read anything, you just mouse over so that you can see. You have actions, right? You can click on any of the things, and rest every data will get published. So let's say I highlighted this one, which is basically central, right? And when I click on that, my whole data at the below charts for filtered for the particular things. Okay, wow, this kind of actions is there. You have filters, okay, on the right hand side. If I if I if I want to see only the technology data, I just select technology, and I have whole data filtered here. Well, that's nice. I can my mouse over. Wow, this is good. I can see more data. So if I compare that, okay, how Bill surely is working. So you can see his rank. Ram, yeah, I'll come to that. Bill surely. So it is only for 6 days. Okay, rank 6, and you see sale profit ratio, right? So this is how it is there. So one of us has asked a question that uh, how we are going to manage the license after 14 days. So I explained in the session that Tableau is giving only 14 days trial. Okay, you if you have someone who is right now a student, you can use their credentials and ask them to go for, you drop an email to Tableau server, Tableau team, and you can use it for the community purpose. And that particular they will share you the key, which is for a 1 year. Okay, that is the only way you can get it for more than 14 days. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to get it for the more than 14 days Tableau desktop license. And it take care of where the machine you are going to install. So let's say I am again uninstalling, again reinstalling, it knows that this is machine is basically installing the same software 2-3 times, so it will not allow you to do it. Okay, so you have to go for a license. You can go for a student license. I did, yeah, Jillian, it is required. I think it is required. Many students who have learned with me, they require it. Something has to be shared. Okay, maybe it is not on your name, someone else in, but that is one thing. That is even the workaround many people don't know. Okay, so now you people know that, okay, through student license you can get it for a 1 year, and that is the only way you can do it. For commercial and all this stuff, it is very difficult. You can buy it also. It is now very cheap, but I don't think so. Uh, we have a crowd which is
Yeah,
going to
Dinesh.
buy.
Dinesh, I have one question here. Like, so once if you can install that general Tableau, so it will get the 14 days expire, and then can we move it to with the student credentials?
Yeah, you can do it. That is not a worry. Okay, you can use, there is a very easy way. Okay, and you can move it to any credentials anytime. So that does not Tableau stops you. So I am using, let's say, this machine and with the license key, which basically of my, let's say, of my, I have bought it. Okay, tomorrow I got a student license, and I can just use that license, and I can use it and do it the same stuff continued from there. So let's say half of this dashboard you developed using that license. Now next half can be developed using another license without any flaw. Okay, so there is no problem of a migration from one license to another license. For Tableau server, you will not
Student
get.
ID card means generally, Dinesh, student ID card means generally that college identity card only, right?
Yeah. Very simple college, and that they don't. They are very open in that. It is like in it. Most of people who are in India, they get a very normal ID cards, right? Paper printed,
Yep.
very, very simple. I would say. I won't say bad, like because those are ID cards, yeah. But they support everything. They are very nice in supporting all this. So yeah, and even right now, the purpose of, I think, the whole group is to learn, right? So they understand that, I think, and that is why they support all these things. So they understand that these guys are working on Tableau. So after a year is sufficient for them. So they don't give a trial license more than 14 days, just because many people will start working using it as a commercial. That is the only way what basically they are doing. Okay. Now going back to the training. Okay. So we were discussing this dashboard, right? So you see this customer chart, what it is showing. Okay, now for next few days, okay, while we are working on Tableau, I don't want you to just think is as a reporting tool. I want you to think is as a data analyst. Okay, this chart is what this chart is showing, what analysis this chart is basically showing, what analysis I want, how I can show it to you. Because don't take this training now as a Tableau training, because it is, if you take this as a Tableau training, it will going to cover over in a week. Because most of the things like, okay, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, take this training as a data analyst, so that you understand what basically this is representative, how I can represent this analysis in Tableau. So you have to ask questions. Okay. For example, this customer ranking. Okay. What this is showing? This is showing the rank of the customer. Okay, as name said. So, but how this chart is showing rank? This is not showing rank. This is showing some values, right? So what is values are there? This is sales. Okay. So this is showing sales in a descending order for each of the salesperson or each of the customer. Okay. So you have this Sean Miller, which is basically ranked one. Wow, wow, he's having this much sale. Okay, now you have Tamara Chand, which is having 17,000 sale. This is also good. Okay, so you see, even I mouse over, I can see sale, even profit also, which is not showed in the report. So it is there, right? And now I have a profit ratio. This is also good. So I have this kind of analysis available. This is very nice. So now I have a switch between the one kind of report to another kind of report, and this is what? This is the area graph. Wow, where this area is going? Its area is showing is the number of shipments. Okay, and this shipments are basically how many shipments are shipped on the time. Okay, just showing that. Similarly, this showing a day-to-day ship by the product, for each product how it is shipped and with the different stages, right? So shipped early on time, shipped late. So you can see, okay, which one has been shipped early, which one shipped late. So that is how you analyze a report. So what basically it is doing. So how you can go back to the normal mode by pressing escape button. When you press F7, it goes to the presentation mode. And when you move back, you go to the same place where you left in the presentation mode. Okay. So what these tabs are? These tabs are called dashboards. Okay. So Tableau has an, how the Tableau dashboard architecture is now working. That you have these pages. I create a blank So there is an option to create a new worksheet, new text, dashboard, and new story. What dashboard means? That this would be the page which basically being shown to the users. Okay, I can show worksheets also. So I'll go back again to the Excel, Joseph, to the architecture too. This is for the data source. Okay, we were talking about data source. Now we are talking about the dashboards or the reports basically. So how the Tableau the work is like, you have worksheets. Okay, so worksheets are basically nothing but representation or the charts. Okay, whatever the charts or tables you will create, one chart is one worksheet. Okay, tables, one chart is one worksheet. I am again saying, okay, this one chart is one worksheet. So let's say this is my dashboard. Okay, I have how many charts here? 1, 2, 3 plus this 4, right? So you can see I have 4 here selected for 4 sheets. You can see this, right? So one sheet is one dashboard. One worksheet is basically one chart. So when I open this, this is my one worksheet. Now multiple worksheets. Okay, let's say worksheet. This basically comprises to a one dashboard. Okay, now I have one dashboard, right? Which basically is this, right? Now I can use one worksheet here also. I can use one worksheet at a separate place too. Same worksheet I can use in 2-3 places, and you can see like it can be used for a dashboard number 2. So I can use multiple worksheet for a multiple dashboard. Okay, so that is what basically been done. So these are the like multiple worksheets and they are placed in a dashboard. So let's say I have this 3 worksheet available. You are seeing only 3 because the rest are hidden. Okay, so let's say I right click here and unhide. Okay, all. We don't have to worry because we are going to do all these stuffs again in a sequential order, but right now I just want to show you what Tableau is basically capable of, so that tomorrow when we are going to do this stuff, there would be like, you should know that, okay, oh wow, this can be done. Let's say I drag and drop and put all these worksheets here just like in a random way. So now this is my chart. Okay, and this is what I want to show to my friends, or my colleague. My requirement is like that. So this is my new dashboard, dashboard 7. I can give any name and I can publish it, and now this is my new dashboard. So now these are the worksheets, right? Multiple worksheets combine and give you a dashboard, and multiple dashboards basically gives you a story. Okay, so multiple dashboards, let's say I create here there is option here to create a story, and you can see all the dashboard are showing it here, right? The worksheets also which are not available, which are basically not used or not hidden, can is shown here. So what I can do, I can just drag and add. The 4 crosses window is basically the desktop. See, they maintain the everything very simple. You see on the right hand side they maintain the icons. Okay, so let's say I have this dashboard, right? Then I can add, how I can do that, I drag and drop and put it there. So I have this one story, right, which has living one dashboard. Now I can add more dashboard. How to do it? Drag and drop, put it at the top here. So now I can switch over it. I can switch over. So I have these now 2 dashboards available. Multiple dashboards I want to put together into a single page. So then I will show, can create a story. Out of thousands of dashboard I have created, I have never created any story. Okay, just for a general purpose, because it does not make sense to combine more than it is rarely used. But yeah, it is there. So some client may require that. That is why it is there. Okay. So now going to the one worksheet. Okay, because when you do this switch, how again I am switching this, see, so this is the place where the actual Tableau development has happened, but this is the place where you connect to the data source and all. Okay, so we are going to connect to the SQL Server and do it later on, but I will just today explaining what are the different capabilities, how basically you can say overview. Okay, so whatever the data source is there, you will see at the top here. Now this window, this worksheet window, is basically at a very high level we are going to show. that what basically it does, so that we understood at a higher level that how we can create a simple report. So let's say here I create a new worksheet, right? So you see you have these other different data sources. So you see a section of data. What data sources? Like it could be any of them. It could be Excel, it could be anything, whatever you created. Like these are the 3 data places where I want to use my analysis. These all would be coming here. Okay. Now when I click on that, I can see the data columns of only that particular data set at the below. Okay, you can see this. I can switch over this. Okay, so let's say I have a superstore, right? Now these are the different columns which are divided into a dimension and the measures. Okay, and parameters are something which basically you do. So parameters I am not going to cover right now. You just understand you have dimensions, you have measures. Okay, now with dimension measures, let's say my table has 100 column. Out of 100, I already discussed you what are dimensions and what are measures. But let's say dimensions, you again are the categorical values, like the descriptive values, name, age, sex, whatever. Okay, and all the aggregated value which can be aggregated, which can be grouped together, which can be sum, average, and all those stuff. Those all the measures, matrices are considered as a measure. Let's say sale, quantity ordered, right? So how you can create a simple report? So let's say I want to create a similar bar graph which I showed you earlier. Okay, let's say I want to do it for a country. Okay, so let's say I drag and drop country here. So you see I see order dates country. Okay, it's only one country, so let's do it for region. Okay, now I have a region here. Okay, now I want to put a sale here. Okay, and I want to show you this section where basically it shows the Tableau intelligence. So Tableau has an intelligence based on what are the things you selected and you put it over the worksheet, this area. It shows you, it suggests these kind of reports can be created or not. Okay. So now I put here a sales. Okay. So once I put a sales, what I did, how I put, I just double clicked. What it did, it basically put the sales in the text area here. This is a marks area, okay, through which all the chart level work happens. So whatever you see is basically the dependency on this column, rows, and this marks. Okay, these three basically combining together create your representation of which you see in the tableau. Okay, and we will discuss that, but right now I'll just explaining on a highway that okay, you have region, now you have sales. Now I want it not in a tabular form. Let's say I wanted a bar form. So you see automatically now my suggestions now increased because now you have a matrices here. Now I can click this bar one. Okay, now when I click on this bar one, you see this automatic, this place has moved and you removed your text from this particular text level area to the sales. I can again showcase, let's say back. I just, you do a back and undo and redo here. Okay, so when I do a back, you see this is a coming as a text, right? And I put it over the text and this is how it is there. Now I do a redo. Okay, I again going back to see. Just watch this area, okay, and just watch this area, how it moved. So you see sales moved here, this moved to automatic, and here you have again an option that I don't want to, I can do whatever I want, right? Okay, let's say I do shape, so makes it like a shape. If I do pie, it makes like it pie. If I do bar, it goes to the same way. But if I make automatic, it tells that okay, Tableau, use Tableau intelligence, what is the best way to do that. Now I have these data, okay, say central, east, west, and all. Now let's say I want to sort them in a descending order. So you have an option here at the top, basically three options, switch between rows and columns. Okay, so let's say I want it to show in this way. Okay, I just need to click here. So what is it? Rows and columns are moved. What is rows and what is columns, we'll discuss in a detail. But right now, rows basically you take it like what is there on the graph axis. Okay, another is another axis for the graph. Okay, now let's say I sort it in this way. I just click on this option. It sorted the data in the descending order. I want to show the data what labels is there. I can click on the labels and show the labels. Wow, I can get this data. Now I want this not defined only this area. I want to cover all the white space. So I make it entire view. Okay. So now I'm getting this as an entire view. Wow, this is good. Okay, so this is basically how it is. You can simply create a basic chart, and I already showed you how you can pull it into dashboard. You have this filter, okay, and the area, which basically is coming here. Whatever you put here will be working as a filter. You can change your filter area and your data will be getting changed. Okay. Similarly, I want all the regions separate color. I can just directly take this region column from left and put it in the color. You see how easy that you can have a different colors based on different regions. So this is as simple as that. But don't consider it as a very simple also. This is just how I am explaining right now. Tomorrow we will discuss things in detail. Then you identify what is the background, why it is happening, why it is showing this bar only. Okay, like that will work. So this is one small chart which basically I wanted to show you in the today's session, so that you have an idea that it's very easy to. Only thing is that you just need to hit the basics right. Understand your if someone has already worked on Tableau, please empty your glass, okay, and then try to learn in my way for some time. If that helps, then it works well. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to discuss everything in detail. So now today you understand that's such easy to create a data source, right? Tomorrow we will discuss almost 40 minutes in the data source itself. Then we will have a one session for this dimension only, because you have so many stuffs here. Okay, I want to discuss everything which is there. Then we will discuss the measures. Okay, then we will discuss this area. So you have 3-4 sessions only for this. Then you have so many options at the top. Okay, we are going to cover each one of them. Then in the dashboard also, you see there are so many options available here. Okay, why we can create this, what is these specially things like horizontal containers and all. Formatting is one thing which basically is very much, not very much basically get given importance, but in Tableau it is very much okay. So you just need to read, learn it the right way, nothing else. Okay, so that is all for today. Okay, we are going to take the session tomorrow with another analysis, okay, with a proper thing, and then you will have a next week. Once we are done with this week to cover the Tableau in and out, we would be covering the different use cases there. Then we would covering the real life scenarios, like how you can create a financial report, how we can create a sales report, how we can create a marketing or manufacturing report. Like that we will bring up the scenarios, and there we can ask the things. Okay, so more practical things will be there. I urge everyone to download the Tableau, install the Tableau, okay, and try something at your end. Okay, you have 14 days trial, and meanwhile you have a time to arrange a student ID, so that you can do it parallelly also. Thanks for your time. Okay, we will tomorrow start the session at the right time. Okay, thank you very much.